From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and today I have two guests with me from the New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau. I have Benjamin Segovia, and you're the CEO.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And also Ethan Wright. And I know yours is kind of a quasi. Your title is actually, you're the program coordinator for New Mexico Ag in the Classroom, which is a portion of the New Mexico Farm and Livestock, but your title when you were with Farm Bureau prior to that.
I spent the last year being a regional manager, basically a field representative for Farm Bureau. I had the wonderful opportunity to work with our members directly here in the east side of the state, which is what I call home.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up between Greer and the Air Base and graduated Melrose, small town eastern New Mexico.
Sure.
So that was a really awesome opportunity to come back and get to serve, and now I'm going to transition and do that a little bit differently. So.
And you went to school did you go to New Mexico State is where you went to school?
Yes, I did.
And then did you transition directly into Farm Bureau?
No, actually, I went back to a farm and ranch in Quay County for a little while. Wound up on a Texas feed yard for about a year, and then my wife and I moved back to Roswell for her job. So I was looking and found that regional manager position with Farm Bureau.
Great.
Then the rest is history.
Well, you lucked into being in with a great organization. And
yes, I did.
Benjamin, you said I could call you Benji. That's how you're known. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I grew up in a farm, specifically a pecan farm in the Mesilla Valley. I attended New Mexico State. And then I stayed working. I started working for the New Mexico Department of Agriculture as I was doing my studies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went ahead and took a permanent job with New Mexico Department of Agriculture, and I stayed there 33 years.
Okay.
In 4 different capacities. I was in administration, then I was in standards and consumer services, or better known as weights and measures. And then I moved over to pesticide management under the official name of Ag and Environmental Services. And then I moved over to marketing and development. And in that program, I did international marketing of livestock genetics into Mexico, Central America, South America.
Oh, okay.
And I had an opportunity after 33 years. I said I needed to look for something.
Right.
And I figured I'd look within a period of time, and I had the opportunity of being asked to come and apply for a position with Farm Bureau 15 years ago. And so I took the step forward, and I ended up with another great organization besides the Department of Agriculture to work for.
What an asset to have the background of all the things that NMDA has, and then to step into this, that has had to help. Well, I know a lot of people, you always hear Farm Bureau, and automatically the thought comes into your head, insurance. That's what a lot of people know. Tell me a little bit, what is truly New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau?
We're an agriculture advocacy organization that was established back in 1917, the first one in Doña Ana County, and then we went through the process, the state of New Mexico went through the process of establishing a state organization from 1917 to 1946. And at that time, they formed into a state farm bureau.
Okay.
And so a gentleman by the name of John Augustine was the first executive vice president or executive director. And he stayed for quite a few years. And then after more to the 80s, 90s,
Mm-hmm.
he left, and another gentleman by the name of Bob Porter became the executive vice president. And then there was 4 or 5 of them, including Matt Rush, who's from this area.
From our area.
And so as time went by, here 7 months ago, the organization asked if I would lead the organization.
Very nice.
For the time being.
And truly, it's an advocacy group, right, for farming and ranching?
It is. Yes. In 1917, when that first batch got together in Doña Ana County, They were concerned with soil health, new irrigation methods, and education for producers.
Okay.
Farm Bureau kind of got started on the heels of the county extension movement. And it originally was a group of farmers and ranchers coming together to support the programming of extension as they brought that education in.
Okay.
So as things changed, as the organization evolved into more advocacy and policy, in 1948 here in New Mexico, the members saw a need to start an insurance company that understood what farmers and ranchers needed. You could insure your cars, your crops, your residences. You could even get insurance for your kids' 4-H livestock project.
Okay. But it's not limited just for people that are in ag.
No,
correct?
no, definitely not. As the insurance company evolved through the years, now we have Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Okay.
And they are an awesome ag insurance organization, but they also do home, auto, life, wealth management.
But that's truly just a leg of it. So
Truly
the
is.
actual New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau, is there regional places in New Mexico, or do you have one in each county or the one in Las Cruces? How does that work?
We're an organization of 30 county organizations.
Okay.
I realize that New Mexico has 33 counties, but some of the counties are so sparingly populated that they joined up. Mora, San Miguel counties joined up together, and McKinley, Cibola, McKinley joined up together. And then, of course, Los Alamos was developed for the atomic bomb, and so Los Alamos County does not have a Farm Bureau organization in it. There's people in Los Alamos County that belong to Farm Bureau, but they belong to the Farm Bureaus around there. And so,
I know I'm familiar with cooperatives, electric cooperatives and telephone cooperatives and things, and it's truly like a joining of membership that they pool all their thoughts and resources together to make it better for the industry overall. And I'm going to assume this is what it does for farm and livestock as well.
That is correct.
Your farmers and your ranchers is truly who you're promoting.
That is correct.
So, the original mission was truly to help the farmers and ranchers, and probably started out boots on the ground in the dirt or in the pastures, right? And then as time went by, it changed.
So I'd say the wording has changed. We have our current mission statement up there, strengthening and serving agriculture to enrich the lives of all New Mexicans. I think that original mission statement read something like to promote and protect the business and livelihood opportunities for our farmers and ranchers. So it's kind of changed wording a little bit, but fundamentally it's still the same.
Okay.
We're here for New Mexico agriculture, and I'd say now even more we do have a focus on all New Mexicans.
The concept of farmers helping farmers, ranchers helping ranchers is still there, very strong. And so you go back not only with New Mexico, but with American Farm Bureau. That was the concept that started the whole thing back in New York, the state of New York, where it started. And so it continues, farmers helping farmers.
And I'm going to guess different states have, like, it'll be the Texas Farm and Livestock Bureau and those sorts of things is how that works. Predominantly, are your members in the ag field or not?
We have a high number of ag producers, and then we also have actually more numbers of non-ag members.
Okay. And what does membership involve? Do you pay a fee, or how do you join that?
So there is a $61 membership fee right now yearly, and that we stretch that dollar pretty thin.
Right.
We're pretty good at getting all we can out of every dime. Of course, we have a wonderful staff, and we do quite a few different things across our group to serve our farmers and ranchers. We also send that dollar a lot of different ways into the community to promote ag and all of the wonderful things our farmers do.
I know you are involved in, if you'll touch on this little bit, with the New Mexico Ag in the Classroom. You were involved with that, right, Ethan?
Yes, I just started about 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
so
okay. Okay. And the purpose of that program?
It is to focus on K through 12, focus on our public schools, but to get education, ag education, out to our state.
Okay. And other divisions of the Bureau, what do they do as well? Are there others besides Ag in the Classroom and the insurance and financial side?
There is. Let me just clarify that
Okay.
Farm Bureau Financial Services is a sister company to
Oh, okay.
New Mexico Farm and Livestock Bureau,
Okay.
and they take care of the insurance. And so, um, if anybody writes a policy with Farm Bureau Financial Services, there is a membership that is attached to that policy, and so that's how you become a member. Or you can become a member by logging in into nmflb.org, and then you can become a member without going necessarily having purchased one of our highest better benefits is the insurance policy. But you can go around that, but that's how those are the two categories we have.
Okay.
Okay, and then as far as the other programs, we have women's leadership program that involves spouses. There's a program that is all set up for them specifically within the state and within the national organization. There's also the YFNR, or Young Farmers and Ranchers Leadership Program, and that is to program young people coming into the ag industry, become familiar with the organization and the benefits that they can gain by being a member, by being involved, being engaged. And so we have that. Then Ag in the Classroom, as you mentioned. And then currently I'm looking at developing a promotions and engagement program that is also being developed by American Farm Bureau. Just like our counties are independent entities, the states are independent entities. So some states will have those programs, some states won't.
Okay. So you each do what you need in your state,
Correct.
and no two states or even two counties are the same.
Yes.
Ethan, were you going to add something on that?
So I was going to dive into that just a little
Yeah,
deeper.
please do.
So, of course, we're linked up with American Farm Bureau on a national scale, just like our counties are linked up with us on the state level. But we are a true grassroots organization from the bottom up. So our counties are independent entities. They don't have Benji or I or anyone else in the state necessarily telling them what to do.
Okay.
Instead, our farmers and ranchers, our local board members, our members out in the county, they let us know. They feed us information. They let us know what their challenges are. Maybe a new regulation that they're dealing with or something, and we take that up on the state level to the national level if it's more of a national scale issue. But we have that structure to stay grassroots.
Okay.
And that really keeps us connected to what's going on in the field.
The change in agriculture. Do you want to talk about the amount of people that were involved in ag compared to today, even a look back of 30, 40 years ago?
Correct. Currently, there's they say 1.5, 1.2% of the population is feeding the world,
Wow.
in essence. And it's just something that has occurred where generations have removed themselves from agriculture to the point that it's that small percentage feeding the other 98.7%. But we keep doing it, and then with modern equipment, technology, the latest scientific information available, you're able to produce more food with the same amount of land to be able to keep feeding the population that keeps growing.
And with a lot less farmers.
Yes.
You know, I know my grandparents homesteaded from Tennessee to southern Roosevelt County. And literally, you know, the whole family had to work. Everybody that was homesteading, they were on the ground trying to eke out a way of life. And that has changed. The bigger equipment and the modernization and the technology has made it where a lot fewer people are doing producing more than what the small ones did in the beginning. So it has changed. And along with that, I would say that probably the political environment is a big piece of what you work to advocate for as well. Is that true?
We, let me make this statement that we're a nonpartisan organization.
Sure.
And so politically, we're aware of the environment,
Sure.
but we don't, how do I say this? We monitor it, but we're not directly involved with it.
Okay.
And so, yes, and it's difficult, makes it difficult because you have one administration that comes and pushes certain issues or agendas. Then you change over to another administration and they reverse it. And so you're looking at adapting to, we were dealing with some of the issues, water, farm labor, climate change. And then the viewpoints of the next administration change a little, so we have to adapt to that.
Well, and trying to stay bipartisan because you have to work with everybody to try to meet the needs of farmers and ranchers.
That is correct.
So that's a tightrope to walk, but you have to have the support of everybody, and we all like to eat.
Correct.
That's right.
When it comes down to it. So I'm sure legislation comes. Do you guys spend time in Santa Fe and talking with the legislators and the people that are putting laws into place that affect ag?
Yes, we actually have a position, a director of government affairs, that monitors or drives that. That's that person's responsibility to look at proposed legislation, attend interim committee meetings,
Sure.
Legislative interim committee meetings, that sort of thing, and monitor it. And that person will provide some of the items that are being discussed so that the grassroots can be aware of it and develop policy.
Okay.
We go through a very unique policy development program where resolutions are submitted by the grassroots. And then as members, they get together and they have discussion on those policies or on those resolutions. And then together they decide whether it's a policy or not. Once it becomes a policy in the state, then it'll be pushed to AFBF, American Farm Bureau, and they go through the same process
On the federal level.
On the federal.
And so, Ethan, you're out listening to your members and talking with people, and that guides what you represent for them when it comes to the state at Santa Fe.
It truly does. So we have one director of government affairs and somewhere between 3 and 4 field staff, my old position normally. So we really do, as a staff, work together. I feed what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing out in the counties on up to our director of government affairs. And we work together with our county leaders to start getting those policies made, start learning more about the issues. And we always encourage our farmer rancher members to get involved with their legislators.
Because otherwise, how do they know?
Exactly. Every legislator I've ever met, regardless of background or what side of the aisle, says that they need us, they need the public that's out in the trenches doing it every day to come and talk to them.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit, and I think this is probably a more fun topic than the political side. that one's always a hot topic. But are you involved with 4-H and FFA programs?
Yes, we are. Ag in the classroom.
Okay, is a big part of that.
Works a lot, and not only ag in the classroom, but the counties also do a lot of sponsor scholarships, for example, into the 4-H and the FFA program. So a lot of the funding that is generated out of that membership gets returned back into the counties.
Okay.
By way of education.
So truly, that was the other piece of where you were with ag in the classroom, and then came over to the mothership, I guess would that be a fair word to say? So you were actually working with the students and the kids in those programs a lot more.
Yep. I'm looking forward to. I kind of did that backwards. I was with Farm Bureau, and now I'm working more directly for the Ag in the Classroom program. Of course, all on the same staff, all in the same office. And Ag in the Classroom really does a good job of getting into those FFA programs and not only bringing ag education to FFA, but taking their base and training them up to take ag education to the rest of their classes.
It's probably changed, well, and I know it has changed, the difference between the amount of people that may not be involved directly on the farm, but all those support groups that are
Yes.
directly part of that. So fertilizers and, I mean, what all else? I mean, there's a ton of things that are involved on the other side of this.
Definitely. There's a lot of things that are connected to ag. And one of the ways that we support 4-H and FFA and bringing awareness to those things is with our Young Farmers and Ranchers youth discussion meet. So that our Young Farmers and Ranchers group puts that on every year for, I believe it's students 8th grade to 12th grade. And they bring them in, and it's basically a mock debate, but their topics are something relevant to agriculture in New Mexico.
Okay.
So that's another way that we expose students to all sides of the information and kind of get them in and engaged.
Is there like a leadership group or something that's part of Farm Bureau that you do for young students to put them through a program or anything like that?
There is, we focus on both of those programs,
Okay.
4-H and FFA. And then there's a collegiate Farm Bureau chapter that is at New Mexico State University. And it's collegiate Farm Bureau that falls under YF and our Young Farmers and Ranchers. So it's all tied in together to where the development is there for them to go through the whole process. Once they finish with collegiate and they more like to graduate out of universities or that they're attending, then they go ahead and go to somewheres, and now they have the training of Farm Bureau with them so that they can go land somewheres within the United States and still be involved with Farm Bureau, just like we're getting people from the other states, and then hopefully they're contributing to our state
Okay.
Farm Bureau. So,
Well, and is there something that you, we're getting shorter on time, but is there something that you would like the public to know or understand to appreciate the farmers and ranchers of New Mexico specifically, the things that are challenging for our state?
I would ask the public to be respectful of farmers and ranchers and understand all the issues that they run into. I would ask that they get involved somehow, somewhere. Obviously, a CEO, become a member of Farm Bureau, but
That's a
yes.
good thing.
but we're all in this together as
Sure.
far as food, clothing, shelter, make life better for everyone.
And we educate ourselves. I mean, we all need that education. And Ethan, your thoughts on the challenges for New Mexico ag producers?
Well, there's a lot of things that you see it every day here. Water is an issue across our state. We were talking a little bit before the interview, and it's so tough to get started as a
Right.
young farmer. Even if you are going to inherit an operation or you have a little bit of start from your family.
It's not cheap.
No,
The-
it's
the
not.
equipment and
It's
technology
not.
that goes with it is very expensive.
But with that, I see our young people as our greatest opportunity. You were talking about how your family homesteaded, and mine did too, up around Clayton.
Okay.
And just the caliber of people that homesteaded back in the 1900s. I still see a lot of that in our farmers and ranchers today, especially our young farmers. All of that grit and determination.
Sure.
And there's challenges, but I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful.
Well, we have a lot of farmland. You're not able to create more farmland.
That's
And
right.
I know the U.S. feeds a large portion of the world. So getting those kiddos in there and giving them away and continuing to support this industry is huge. But Ethan, I appreciate you coming in so much, and Benji, you as well, and educating us and letting us know about this. And I know there's a lot of opportunities for people to get involved and learn more. So, go to the websites and things and try to get this, just learn, right? Is that the biggest thing you advocate?
That's it for sure.
Learn and support agriculture.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for all of you joining us today, thank you. And we will see you next time. Cheers.